the intuitiveness of your body, for so many people, it's just so welcomed. Hey everybody, this is Richard Major with Major Living, and today we are making kefir. How you make kefir is you take regular, ordinary whole milk and you add it to the SCOBY, and a SCOBY is an acronym for a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So in this bottle here, we've got a combination of bacteria and yeast thriving on whole milk, eating the sugars, fermenting it, and actually making it alive again. And you can see that this is split. So we've got whey down here and the curds up here. What you see here is the whey and the curds. But we're gonna put it in a strainer, we're gonna mix it together, and it's gonna come out being like a nice creamy, effervescent yogurt. And I'm gonna show you how you do that. So let's begin. I'm gonna take off the jar here, and it's just got a seal with a paper towel on it. You want it to breathe. I'm gonna take a wooden spoon and I'm gonna just push this through and mix it. But when I do, I want you to hear the bubbles that happen when you mix it. This has been sitting for about 2.5 days at room temperature, and it is very much alive. So let me just grab my microphone. I'm gonna press record here. Testing, testing. I'm just gonna hold it down close as I mix it so you can hear. Oh yeah, this is great. Do you hear that? I did that just so you can hear it. So I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna mix the curds and whey up, just how little Miss Mother Hubbard liked it. I'm gonna put it all into this strainer. And now some of you already are gonna be like, whoa, you're using stainless steel, you can't use metal for fermented foods. True and false. You don't want the ferment to be sitting in stainless steel for long periods of time, but because the lifespan of this SCOBY is only going to be sitting in here for a very, very short period, it's not going to matter. It has never ever affected the quality of the kefir that I'm making. It's always been beneficial. And what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of straining it through so that none of the SCOBY will fall through, and it's just kind of mixing it together. So I'll do this shortly for a little bit, straining it out. And what you'll see here, on the inside, you're going to start seeing these little curdles. And those are your friends. And so I'm basically just trying to filter out the curds and whey so that what we have is the SCOBY left. And so it's looking pretty good. I'm going to just use my hands here and pull them out. So there's one there. Could be making, oh, look at that piece. That's a nice one. So I just put it all back in this clean jar. There we go. A few little guys left. Okay, so now I've got lots underneath here. So I'm just going to scrape it off the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the away for now. So now we have the culture, the SCOBY. We've got the kefir from last batch. And all I'm going to do now is take this milk, fill it back up. I'm going to grab a new napkin and seal it once again on top. But before I do that, I'm going to take this, pour it back into the jar, and I'm going to leave this in the fridge overnight. When you're all finished, it fizzes too, even when you open it. You're going to get like a yogurt consistent type of milk, and when you taste it, it's going to be very different than milk. Oh, that is alive. Don't expect the same flavor of milk. This has its own uniqueness. It's almost as similar to plain yogurt flavor that you can get. It's so much more alive. And the difference between store-bought kefir and homemade kefir is the effervescence. You need to have the fizz. You need to have that effervescence. You need to know that it's live. So remember that when you're at the grocery store. I would honestly say make it yourself or get a different fermented product. Until next time, my friends, this is Richard Major with Major Living, and I wish you my very best.